So what happened today was it's like a good 100 degrees out. It's hot. It's miserable. So I remember my grandmother was doing all the yard work, right? My aunt is cooking soup in the kitchen, and it's not soup. It's chili. It is summer, and they're cooking chili.
Wonderful. It's a bit odd.
Now,
Inside me and so outside me.
best part, they had the air off too.
Jesus Christ.
It was hotter in the house than it was in the bright sun.
Are you sure that they don't want to kill you?
They are elderly. They're all on blood thinners. It
Are
was
you
nice
sure?
and warm. I don't know. I don't know. And then while I was cleaning this, I had to start moving furniture. One of the vines grew around the furniture, so as I'm moving it, so I can go cutting everything, right? Dislodges, comes
Yeah.
forward, whacks my jaw with the force of Zeus behind it, cracks open my jaw. I didn't feel this. All I felt was excruciating pain and a headache that I still have to this moment. 5.5 hours later, and I'm like, it's fine. So okay. Let me just start cutting the grass, right? And then I
Oh,
feel
I'm
something
waiting.
wet, and then I feel something wet on my neck. Like, is that sweat? Let me just try to clear it. Like, no, that's blood. That is the
Oh, that's
consistent.
red.
Oh no,
I'm not
it's
used to uh, my this this is wet. I'm not used to be red.
yeah, I know. My sweat isn't red. Yeah, turns out, yeah, turns out I have a giant cut from a piece of metal. It goes from the bottom of my lip to near my neck is where the cut was. It's not big. Yeah, the best part, it's not like a big gash. It's just like it's like a split. So you're, it's one of those things where you just stare at it and you're just like, it's gonna be one of those fucking days, isn't it? And then, and on top of this, I walk in, and my grandparents are ripping apart the living room because her sister's coming down. She's like, I want the house to be immaculate. I'm like, dude,
Right.
dude, you're like, there is nothing you can do in this house. It's already pretty much clean. If it gets any cleaner, you will have no more furniture. Like, I don't care. I want it clean. I'm like, good. Okay. So I'm just like, okay. It's like, how much cleaner can you get? And it's like, well, I want the
Start,
patio furniture to be moved. I'm like, uh, pain is life.
start seeing, start seeing your own reflection on the table.
Wait, what?
You start seeing your own reflection on the table.
Yeah,
How
pretty much.
clean it is.
Pretty much, yeah. Today was filled with suffering and miserableness, and I have a headache, like kind of bad. Whatever. And then as I was cutting the grass, because I did all that too. I let's see what I did. I did leaves, gutter, grass, tree removal. All the patio furniture got cleaned and removed. Uh, Power washed the concrete. I've been outside since 5 in the morning.
Jesus Christ.
I've been out since before sunlight and before I'm legally able to drive. And I'm just like, yeah, it's one of those days. Oh dear God, I miscooked a concrete block. then wait, and then the story isn't even done. Because, like, you may be thinking, oh, okay, that's very good. And then I also did grocery shopping and everything else. So, yeah, I was busy today. And then my grandparents start a new project while I'm grocery shopping. They decide to, you know what would be a good idea? Let's rip apart the living room, searching for one single thing. You know, if you don't know what I'm talking about is, a lot of people do this, including me. You just start ripping apart a living room or just a place because you just don't know where one thing is and you need to find it immediately.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what they were doing. They were looking for the phone. The phone that was on the charger. That was right in front of them. They spent 2 hours looking for the phone that was on the charger. And then I returned back with all of the food. And then they said, well, did you pick up celery? Did you pick up carrots? Like, no. I wasn't told to get that. It wasn't on the list. And they're like, well, too bad. We want you to go back. So I went back, bought gas. By the way, do you know how much money I had to spend on gas today?
How much money do you spend on
So you probably won't understand this, but over in America, our gas is kind of high. I had to.
Portugal too.
Well, I don't know the Portuguese conversion rate, but it was close to $100 in gas.
Okay, you pay with. What is your currency?
U.S. dollars.
Yeah, US. 2 euros. So 100 is 19 euros. So close.
Yeah. Yeah. And fuel-wise, I got. Let's see. I refilled my car, and then I filled up the reserve tank. About 30 gallons of gas is what I bought. And everyone there is just staring at me as they literally see me pull an oil barrel out of a Crown Vic to refill it. And it gets even funnier because, like, if you don't know, Crown Vics are police cruisers. For, like, the longest time, they were police cruisers. So everyone's just like, and where I live, our police department still uses Crown Vics. Well, they're so everyone's like, is he a cop or it's just like, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I genuinely think it's the reason why I haven't been pulled over yet, is because I drive a Crown Vic. Because I drive a Crown Vic.
They think you are a policeman.
Yeah, I'm just like, I think they think I'm one of them, so they won't pull me over. That is just my crazy conspiracy theory at this point.
Among Us.
I mean, it gets even funnier because my vehicle is actually a decommissioned police cruiser. With all the, yeah, it has the engine, the gearbox from the police cruisers, but it doesn't have all the damage on it. So it's still technically a police cruiser, technically not. The previous owner, who I bought it off of, I think he was a captain. Because, like, it still has all the insignias and everything. So, you know. Yeah, and that's not even, like... What?
They probably see it and say, "Oh, that guy. Don't mess with him."
I mean, the funniest part is I do know half my police officers in my town, because I live in a relatively small town. So yes, I do in fact know pretty much all my local police officers. There is only 4 of them in the entire town. We are a small town. We are a town of 200 people. maybe, give or take. I mean, technically we have more police, but they're technically the next county's police. Yeah, we have a really small county. For reference, our entire town is like only like is a square of like 5 miles by 5 miles is our town border.
It sounds about right.
Yeah, it is a small town. Actually, technically, we're not even a town. I am a villager. That is, if you want to get technical. I live in a village. I am a villager. I am a villager. Yeah, I just recently figured out that one the other day. I'm like, oh no. Wait a minute. If I'm a villager, does that mean I am really bad at economics? Because because if that's true, I'll give you an emerald for like 30 apples. There we go. Managed to wedge that block in. Yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, I have officially gotten to the point where it's just like, you know what? I want to come home, get orange chicken, eat my orange chicken, relax, stream some Space Engineers, get some dock work done. Because, you know, it's been a tiring day. And so I make my orange chicken, get yelled at for making orange chicken because we have leftovers, damn it. Eat the leftover food. And then as I'm here, eating my food, waiting for the game to load, my mother comes in and starts eating my dinner. You can't have shit in my house, apparently. Welcome to Detroit. Can't have shit here. And I don't even live in Detroit. I avoid that location like the plague. Word of advice, if you ever do come to America, avoid every city.
Avoid everything. So I come to America and stay on the airport?
No. You don't go to Philadelphia. You don't go to New York. You don't go to most cities after a certain time here in America. Because things get weird. Especially where I'm at, which is the lower Philly suburb area. Where there was recently, and I mean, I don't think the news actually reported this, but my friend saw this. There was a pseudo riot of like 50 people running around, fighting with cops. And it probably wasn't reported, because it happens on a daily basis. Welcome to Philly. Welcome to Philadelphia. We hate each other very much here.
I can see it.
It's just like when it comes to like the state alone and cities, I'm just like, the only other place I know is worse is Pittsburgh. And it's even funnier because every show in America makes fun of Pittsburgh. I mean, the Fairly Odd Parents made a joke about Pittsburgh being humanity's worst invention of all time was Pittsburgh. Which is funny.
They didn't think. They just create.
Yeah. My orange chicken's very good though.
That's why your mother's stealing it.
I know. My orange chicken's good though. It's like, I'm going to ask, if we talk about places where I've been shot at, believe it or not, the list of places where I've been shot at is a pretty long list. because I've been around the block a few dozen times. So places where I've been shot at: 9th Street, New York City. 5th Street, New York City, specifically Brooklyn. 2 times in Queens, I forget where. I still have a bullet hole in my car from Pittsburgh. I've been almost firebombed in, somewhere in Michigan. Dear God. It was one of the suburbs in Michigan. I almost got firebombed. It's just like...
Sounds about right.
It's just like... You may be wondering, like, how do I have this many adventures? Well, the answer is simple. When your job is to deliver heavy objects all over the place, well, short version, like, I am a trucker, but the kind who carries stupidly expensive crap. And it's all government shit, too, so... Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yep. So, like, so literally, I've been all over the place, and I'm just like... Also, another thing. Also, if you do come to New Jersey, never go to Camden.
Right.
There is a joke that is literally, don't go to Camden. You will get shot. Because Camden, which is close where I live, Camden in the past today, as of today, 9 people have been murdered. Welcome to Camden.
Nice.
What?
Nice.
I know, 9 people. And the best part is they weren't even shot. They were just stabbed.
Oh.
We're becoming Britain. Except we don't ask people. They haven't got a license for that, though. I'm just like... I mean, it's just like on the list of like things like I expect to happen on like my daily basis. You know, it's just like I have been around people and talked to people who have just seen the craziest shit known to man. And like when I try telling these stories, no one ever believes them. Cause it's just like there is no way crap like that happens to you. But everyone else who's been to those areas is like, oh yeah, that's totally normal. That's like totally normal. I mean, it's just like,
you know that.
yeah, it's just like I tried to explain the LA riots to someone from England one time. It was the most hilarious thing known to man. Like, so can we explain the LA? So do you even know what happened in the LA riots? Because I don't remember fully what happened. All that I know in the LA riots is that there was so much rioting in LA that the police said, "Fuck it, we ain't protecting anyone." Because in the past week and a half, we've lost 14 officers to the riots.
Christ.
And this, also the LA riots was also back in like the 80s. So, for time scale purposes, I mean, it got in the LA riots were so bad that like, have you ever heard of the joke of the roof Koreans?
No.
Okay, let me just explain. The wonderful legacy of the roof Koreans is an American folk tale that is very, very true. So during the LA riots, the entire Koreatown of LA formed a giant militia and literally walled off the entire thing of Korea and Chinatown and said, "You're not allowed in here. There will be no rioting here. If you will, you will be shot."
What the fuck?
And they were sitting on their roofs with they had snipers, they had everything, and the police just look at them, nod their head,
Yeah.
and just walk away. The best part is that area was the most untouched during the riots. Was literally because if you tried dumb shit, you would get shot. It was like,
They simply said, nah, I don't want to.
yeah, it was,
Let it be.
it was literally the joke of, you done fucked up. I'm like, and that was even the weirdest part of the LA riots, because like the LA riots went on for like a goddamn month, and like if I remember properly, I think like the total property damage still hasn't been recovered to this day. It was like, I think it was like $42 billion in like destroyed homes and businesses, and just that was just in destroyed. That wasn't talking about all the death and destruction. Because as someone who's actually seen footage from the LA riots, because I also like doing a bunch of research on this other crap too. Because
Can I just say one thing?
what?
I found out right now that I cannot build concrete because I don't have the DLC.
What?
You need to build, yeah, you need to build the concrete block. Because
They're called Okay, so you're typing concrete right here. What the hell? When did that become attached to a DLC?
don't know. I was like, I looked to this place. I was trying to build a concrete block because I have OCD.
Okay. We'll come down here real quick. I'm building the hydrogen generators, so like try to get these things up and running. Okay. Yeah. So it's just like, as someone who's like had to like try to explain like some of like the greatest and most weirdest events in American history to people who don't even understand half of it, is just like, one, amusing as all hell, because it's just
I
like,
believe it.
it's just like everyone's just like, what the
Why?
fuck? Yeah, I know. Everyone's just like, why the fuck did that happen? I'm like, that's not the
Uh-huh.
weirdest thing. May I interest you into like, we have had, there has been like a lot of like ridiculous crap that like no one ever talks about, because either A, they forgot about it even happening, or it or as I forget who coined this phrase, but it is no longer important to the narrative, therefore forget about it. It is not important right now, so just forget that it ever happened. Or my other favorite personal joke: don't ask questions, just consume product. But I have like the most like craziest crap it's just like, it's just like over in America, it's just like we've had between, because when the LA riots was kicking off, we also have, like, if I remember properly, like timeline wise, we also had like Woodstock like the same year as the LA riots. And if you don't know what Woodstock was, the biggest collection of hippies in the same location at the same time decided all simultaneously, let's all get high together, and completely destroy an entire town because we're all high in one entire neighborhood.
Your health is
Oh
low.
no, don't die. Hey, you mind dropping me a hydrogen tank? I am currently stuck under the water, but it's just like the entirety of Woodstock. It was literally like 10,000 people showing up to a tiny village And I mean, it was a village because it has a population less of 200 people. It is a village. And they set up this giant festival in like some guy's cornfield. And it's just this big, humongous like party. It's just like, and everyone's just like, what the hell? At the same time, there's like riots going on in like other areas. Like DC's besieged by protesters. I think I may be getting my decades mixed up because like this was before Kennedy became the first open-minded president. Second open-minded president. Yes, that is where we are in the timeline. Hey, pass me over hydrogen tank though.
Yeah, I'm looking for you.
Well, one
I
second.
do not see you. Did you change planet?
I'm in the
without
front of the
saying-
ship. I'm at the front.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I'm also kind of a massive history nerd too. Because there's just so much dumb shit that goes on.
I see that
And I'm just like,
on the ground.
thank you. There we go. But it's just like, it's like the entirety of like Woodstock is like the most hilarious thing to me for some weird reason. Like I find it hilarious. Because like if you look at the grand picture, it was like a few hippies was just like, you know, it'd be fun. We all like get together, and like we descend onto like this one village. Because the person like there was a documentary. The person was talking about the event. It was like watching like a horde of orcs roll over the hill with like banners and everything. It's like, well, it's all nice and calm one day. Next day, it's like, oh, 1 or 2 people. Oh, okay. Next day, 300 people. They just come walking over the hill. It was looking like an army was invading.
Attack on Titans.
Yeah. And it's like, we have come to party. I'm just like, dear God. It's like,
God, it's happened again.
no eating my orange chicken. Stop trying to eat my orange chicken.
No, it's crunchier than normal. It tastes better.
Yeah, it's because I overcooked it. Stop eating my orange chicken. The orange chicken thief is made off of more of my orange chicken. How dare she? Don't you know who cooked it? Yeah, but I'm just like I just genuinely just love like, it's like the pure insanity of history. If you don't know what I mean by the pure insanity of history, I mean like, and like every single country has had like some like stupidic amount of like dumb shit happens, and it's just like everyone who lives in the country is like, oh yeah, this is perfectly fine, and like
Yeah, this is normal.
yeah, yeah, it's just like France. I was recently talking to a Frenchman. He was like, oh yeah, this is perfectly normal. Revolutions are just a normal concept here. I'm like, yeah, I know. But how come you haven't brought out the guillotine yet? They're like, oh, I'll probably be soon. Also, for those who are watching the stream real quick, I have a question for all of you. How is the stream looking right now? Because I don't know if I fixed the glitch problem where the screen was heavily glitching now and then. Hopefully it's fixed. If so, tell me in chat. Thank you in advance. But it's just like there has been so much like ridiculous crap over like the past like year and a half, where like everyone's like, why is my generation just like perfectly fine and calm with all of this? Because like, let me just put this in perspective. In my lifetime of 20 years, I have experienced 4 economic disasters, 2 housing crises, 9 wars. Let's see. 9 wars, 3 revolutions, 14, I think, 14 or so, like special military operations. And it's just like, at this point, and I think like 100 and something hurricanes. So I'm like, at this point, I just expect the strangest outcome to become true at this point. I mean, for crying out loud, even Elon is in this phrase. He is literally, he's one of his most known quotes nowadays is I'm gonna butcher the quote, but the quote was, "The strangest possibility always seems to happen anymore," as he's like referring to like, it's just like at this point, for you know, at this point, I would believe that like whoever's directing the season of Earth is like just going to build up to either World War III or killer clowns from outer space. One or the other is going to happen this year, okay? I'm gonna be honest. My money is on the clowns. Because at least that's funny. Because it's just like,
Yeah, I guess.
let me just, because it's just like all of like the massive like events throughout history I've been through. I've been through so much weirdness where it's just like, yeah, I am just unfazed. I'm literally just unfazed by like mass, just like craziness of the world.
At this point, the most insane thing is more normal to you.
Yes. Yeah, I mean just like special military actions alone of just like the pure craziness. It's like the first war of Ukraine happened, and that was crazy. And then I went to the second one, which is currently happening. I'm like, oh, okay, this is just crazy. And I'm like, you know what'd be funny? And then I'm just like, I've also seen like what's happening in South Africa, and I'm just like, this is just pure insanity and pure stupidity. It's just like, what the hell is going on? I mean, and they had the protests in Hong Kong. If you don't know, 90% of the protests in Hong Kong was literally just people in Hong Kong.
Wonderful.
Like I said, I have experienced weird events in history. Like, for crying out loud, like, I mean, like, lining the streets in Pepe is just like, what the fuck? I mean, it's just like, it's just like within it. There was I generally forgot like who actually coined this wonderful joke, but it's like, be a time traveler, go back like 5 years, and tell someone. So what's gonna happen is there's going to be an epidemic of mosquitoes, and mosquitoes are gonna have an airborne disease that's gonna like and it's gonna start giving people HIV, and then on top of all of that, and then Trump's gonna get into the White House, and then after he gets into the White House, there's gonna be this giant pandemic that's gonna lock down the world for a few years, and then after all of that, and then this is gonna happen, and everyone's gonna be like, are you just making this all up?
Are you lying to us?
you have to be lying because like 9 of those things are just too impossible to happen. And on top of all of that, and then in 2023, aliens show up, and there'll be a giant asteroid followed by that, and the asteroid gets destroyed by a nuclear warhead. I'm just like, at this point, I expect Stalin to rise back from the dead at this point.
Man.
Why? Because that would be funny.
Man. Just a heads up. Your mic looks like a robot.
Why does it sound like a robot?
Don't know, but I'm getting scared.
Does it sound any better?
Because it's the same.
So where does it sound like a robot? On stream or through Discord?
To Discord. I'm not listening to your.
Okay. Yeah, if it sounds like that on Discord, that's probably just Discord being Discord.
Okay, it's back.
Yeah, that was probably just Discord being Discord. But I'm just like,
Because you're talking like, oh, in this should be this, in this is crazy, in this. It starts speaking robot like, oh.
I know what it was. I know it probably was. I probably mentioned the one word you can't mention without getting censored. Yeah, that's a thing, apparently. There are certain words you can't say without, like, people flipping out on you.
Why?
Because there are certain names of certain journalists who I cannot say on YouTube, or else I'll get banned or kicked off the site. And the same applies on YouTube and Twitch and everywhere, pretty much. You can't say them. If you do, you
Why?
get banned. I don't know why. No one ever explained it to me.
Like, some words, okay, it's offensive. You cannot say them. Some words, it's like, I cannot say this.
No,
Oh,
you
because
literally
you don't like
you
it.
literally can't say a name of a journalist. If you do, you will be nuked off the platform faster than anyone can say so.
Maybe because it did so many things horrible that it's bad. Like,
No, I know what he did, and it wasn't even that bad. He
like
just...
Voldemort. You cannot say the name Voldemort.
Wait, what?
You cannot say Voldemort. Harry Potter.
No. Thou who shall not be named is a different person. Yes, that's a different person who has that nickname of the other person who you can't say on YouTube. He's a politician,
Ah,
and it's funny. Because it's just like... Because he's in the news headlines, and like as someone who actually actively follows this crap now and then, it's just like it's like they try reporting on it, and like every single time they try reporting on it, he did all the news stories were claims as one person. Every single time they release them, they get deleted within 48 hours. Every time on YouTube, it's just like really. It's like you can't even talk news that mention this person, or you just get nuked. It's funny. Like I said, I think we live in clown world.
it starts to speak the name 3 seconds later out of the planet.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, it gets even better. They don't even tell you this. You just have to figure this out. I'm just like,
I cannot say this name, but it's my father's name.
no. It's just like for crying out loud. I'm just like, you can no longer, because if you don't know what YouTube does is they actually have a little bot running when people do it, and if the bot uses so the bot does it has voice recognition, so as you speak it automatically writes them out as words.
Yeah.
And if you I don't know, have a specific accent and you try saying certain names, and the AI in the text-to-speech thing thinks you're saying a different word than the word you're saying, you get banned. Which is funny because I actually know a friend who has a really really thick
What?
Middle European accent.
We got a wasp heading us.
I don't know what the hell that was.
Was a ship.
But that,
Despawn, I guess.
I don't know, but whatever that was, the ship got destroyed immediately then.
Yep.
Because if you have a German accent, you cannot say the word E and then girl right after it. If you say that and you have a German accent, it thinks you're saying a racial slur.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah. Well, my friends got a 7-day suspension for that.
He's defending your case. But I didn't say that. I'm an Australian, man. Don't judge me. 3 seconds later, on the news, Twitch and YouTube judge.
So yeah, the actual base work of the dock looks pretty good though. It is literally just a giant concrete slab that curves slightly. And the most funny part is, like, as someone who like knows like a decent chunk of like how the game is played, because I have friends who've been doing YouTube longer than I have, and they've been like banned for like dumb reasons. It's just funny as shit. Because it's just like, what? It's like, what the hell were you all thinking? And it was like, why?
Why you did that? I don't know. I like it. Why?
Why? I mean, if it's somewhat funny, a little bit of dark humor and extremely funny, I mean, they are actively banning on YouTube right now people talking about, like, Taco Bell for some reason.
Why?
One of my friends, as a joke, he made a YouTube short of him reviewing a Taco Bell sandwich, and it got both copyright striked, age gated, and was listed as sexual violence because he talked about a Taco Bell sandwich and how much he hates it. What? The hell does that even mean?
It's like, I'm just saying this, so you are offending most people. You are doing criminal stuff, you know? Don't do that.
It's
You need
like,
to get banned.
it's like, if you don't know, like, so Faber is like, there's this infamous joke on Twitch that green beans are banned on Twitch because having a Twitch streamer, so happens he opened up a Twitter prediction, and the thing was, how you all feel about green beans? It got banned entirely for being offensive.
What?
And the question was, how you all feel about green beans?
This world is going to be so bad. I think, yeah, tomorrow I'm leaving the Earth. Wait, Mars.
Wait, what?
Mars. Tomorrow I'm leaving Earth.
Wait, You've had enough of this crazy world?
Yeah.
Too bad you're stuck.
Oh, shit.
Cyberhounds are back.
I have a weapon.
Yeah, well, I just got jumped by one. I'm back here, Cyberhound.
Where are they? Die. It's that.
You see, I just have the wonderful Halo combat shotgun. So it's just, I'm going to be honest, it's just like, at this point, I don't know what you can say, what you can't say anymore. All that I know is,
Easy. Don't say nothing.
yeah, all that I know is I am so confused, and my brain will probably hurt eventually, trying to figure all this crap out.
Yeah, probably.
What you can say, what you can't say, because, like, depending upon what day it is, you know, sometimes the rules are different. Especially on Twitch. Because, if you don't know how
Can
one...
you stop stalling? You stole me. You stole me like 2,000 concrete. I was trying to grab it and you stole me.
Yes, I am the concrete thief. I steal all your concrete while you
Wait.
sleep.
I click one time and wait, I didn't pick up. What happened? And I hear the list, the sound, the drop sound, you know. Yo, wait, it's stealing me.
Hey, where are you at? Where you at?
Yeah, sure. Why?
Railgun. I want your concrete, that's why.
That's how you treat a guest.
You mean your
In here.
concrete? By the way, for reference, I literally just shot 1 pound of uranium at you, okay? So,
Oh,
yeah,
wonderful.
that's a lot of uranium, by the way.
The system pick up my thing, right?
Yeah, it did. It's back in the system. But I'm just like, I'm like trying to like remember. I'm just like, of like when the world was like normal,
Nah,
and like
too boring.
all that like I can remember is just like, it's just like, as Mariah says, like, oh yeah, the world wasn't crazy till everyone was on the internet. I'm like, no, things were crazy before the internet, mother.
Yes.
Things were in fact crazy before the internet, and very much so.
You had one guy that built a giant prison to put some type of people on that. That crazy motherfucker.
Which prison we talking about here? Because in America we have a few of those prisons. For crying out!
Selling in German.
Oh, yeah. Mustache man, you mean?
Yes.
Ah, yes. Bad mustache man. Like I said, that's a word we can't say, but yet we can say Joseph Stalin. A person who
I
is...
don't know what the person did or it is, but if you say it is bad, I'm not going.
But it's funnier because Stalin was argumentally worse than Mustache Man.
Oh.
Because he's officially the only person to who was a big fan of the wonderful the wonderful joke of team killing is a great phrase I like using when describing him. But
I understand.
what?
I understand what you said.
Yeah. Also, the dock is starting to look a bit, like an actual dock now. So, so, so we already have our power figured out. Now I need to probably get actually a dockyard up and running, so we can actually probably let dock ships up here.
My head is starting to itch a little bit because of this texture.
Well,
Look
because
at
of the
this.
concrete texture.
Yeah. Look at this. And here is this way. In here.
Oh, yeah. I made it worse. It's now just annoying. Now it's back to green. So I have a question, over in Portugal, when you were growing up, what was, the most ridiculous crap that happened there?
I'm not. I usually don't like history things because it's. I like the present, so I do not look on the history thing. But I think the most crazy thing was on Salazar was alive. He did some stuff like questionable because we before the days that the Liberty days, we had a strict command that you cannot talk to cannot talk bad uh, of the president. I don't know how to say that.
I'm gonna take a wild guess. You can't talk ill about the dear leader.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what happened was we had fake police that usually dress normally just to hear other people here speaking about him.
So the Gestapo.
Yeah, and if some guy made that mistake, was killed or tortured, something like that. That's one of the things that I can remember from the top of my head.
That's kind of bad. That's really up there, and terrible events you've. When did that actually end?
Oh, 25 of April was the end of all because we have I don't know how to say in English, 3 days. When you don't need to go to work, you have
Holiday?
holiday, some type of that. We have 25 of April. That is important day on Portuguese land because was the day of the freedom, like we have today.
Ah,
Some guy, yeah, the image that if you search on the internet, 25 April, you're going to see militaries, some soldiers having a rose, red rose on the top of the guns to symbolize that you don't want to make someone hurt by their gun. So showing the freedom they have now.
okay. Yeah,
So my English is not the best. So
Hmm. Ah.
some words I still don't know how to say. So yeah.
Yeah. The funny part is, your English is pretty decent, all things considered. It's a lot better than half the Americans I know.
I tried to work it out, but You can see that I'm not speak very good. Normally I tried, but yeah, I'm still learning some words.
Yeah. We still have a ton of gravel. Why do we have so much gravel? That's why we're building out of concrete, if you're wondering.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's just like I was like someone who's like who actually like pays attention to history. It's just like I did not know that about Portugal. Just like you were it was like that for that long.
Like what I see in Portugal, the history in Portugal, most of the things are normal, some some type of normal. But sometimes you look at the history and huh? What? Why?
Hmm.
And yeah,
Yep.
if you search a little bit, because the history of Portugal is some type beautiful, but yeah, you need to like hearing and listening to history to understand what happened there.
Yeah. Was so it's like so like if I remember my history properly, like what wasn't the reason why Portugal was created was to piss off the Spain? It was like the only reason why Portugal exists
It's,
was strictly just
yeah,
to piss them off because like
yeah,
they lost the whole
yeah,
chunk of their nation.
yeah, like we starting to dominate Portugal itself because we want our peace. Um, you want our land and stuff like that. And Spain didn't want that. He wanted to conquer everyone, every little space that he had. So yeah,
Yeah,
when
as a
we got it, yeah,
yeah, I was gonna say as an American, when there's a lot of people from all over the place. Yeah, a lot of people in America still hate Spain, and it's been 100 and something years later, and they still don't like Spain. The it's like all the people I know who are from Mexico hate Spain,
again,
which I
uh,
find funny.
I don't hate Spain, but I don't love it. So I'm not against any type of Spain or stuff like that, but
Hmm.
because the history and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, but it's just like yeah, no, yeah, no,
It's mind-boggling. My mind starts to spin if some part of history doesn't fit. The cannot state the why they did it. Just the why.
I can tell you, I can literally tell you with the Mr. Krabs quote, money,
Yeah.
or or the other one, I like that spice. Give me the spice. That is literally why the Dutch decided to invade like 98% of the water of like the world. Was literally because, hey, I like that spice. Give me the plant.
What I found it funny, like most of the Portugal have some land. They have Madrid. Uh, Brazil was one of the countries to we found it because we have they speak our language, but most of the places they don't hold Portuguese,
They speak Spanish.
Brazilian Portuguese. No, most of the people say that we speak Spanish or just Brazilian. Uh,
which is its own
that
dialect.
and that makes us a little. Oh shit!
Running low
I
on
do
fuel.
not have a weapon.
Oh.
I forgot to bring a weapon, so yeah. Oh.
Stay on the platform.
Most of the Portuguese.
Why did that dog take 4 shots from a shotgun to get?
Oh shit! Most of the people, when you say, "Oh, okay, you speak Brazilian," or something like that.
I would like I would like to point out something. As someone who speaks English, I do not speak British.
Help loud.
There is a difference.
It's stuff like that. It is the same type of speaking language, but it's not the same. You have so many type of different quotes or words that you can point to and say, see, they don't understand us, so it's not the same.
I know. It's just like
Shit, stop showing up, please.
yeah, I know. But the actual funny part. I was talking to someone. I'm just like, do you know how many different English dialects there are? Would you like to know how many different types there is?
How many type are there?
You have American English, Canadian English, Australian, which is its own language apparently. You have you have Old English, New English, British English, Anglo-Saxon English. And those are just the main dialects.
Yeah.
There is
So many
Yeah.
languages that you just alter just one two words that is not the same. And it is Jesus Christ.
they're aggressive, aren't they?
Oh shit.
How
My
did
weapon
how
was
did
that
the dog
damage.
survive all of that? Yeah, it's just like some of the most interesting things I've found out is just like the minor differences between like most of the Englishes. It's just like it's like for example, if I try to talk to like a Welsh person, it's like as an example, it's just like me trying to talk to someone who speaks Welsh. I don't understand what the hell they're saying. I can make out every other word if I'm lucky. But it's just like
Yeah, some words I cannot like. I see a lot of videos on YouTube of Brazilian guys and stuff like that. So it's normal to me to hear like most of the country of Portugal has I don't know why, but Portugal is one of the countries that have the most people outside their own country.
Hmm.
Like we have like Spain people, English people, Brazilian people, uh, because their own country is not good.
yeah. I mean, have you seen the crime rate of Brazil?
Yeah, but the only thing that I cannot get on my head is okay. Most of the outside people like Portugal, but the own Portuguese guys doesn't like own country because you cannot receive a nice. I'm trying to say money, but it's not
Job?
money. Yeah, you have nice job, but the money is not enough. I was trying to look for a place to live one time, and like $900 for the, I don't know if you say the same way in here. Like if here has one bedroom, it's like T1, T1 that it's T1. Um, if he has one bathroom and stuff like that. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's the same or not.
Yep, similar.
Like in here, it's $900 to have that one by month. We need to pay $900, 9,900, something like that, to stay in that room.
Hmm.
It's not a place, not a house. It's a room most of the time.
So it's a New York
So, yeah.
apartment.
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't know what a New York apartment is, for those who don't know what a New York apartment is, a New York apartment is one room. That one room is your kitchen, bedroom, dining room,
Same.
bathroom,
Literally the same.
yeah, closet. It's all in one room, and that little room will cost you in U.S. dollars about $1,000 a month. Oh yeah, and also it smells like milk. It smells like spoiled milk.
Okay. The last part I'm not sure. It's like it's almost the same. Yeah. Because I live with my friend one time on the house that was entrance, and the entrance you can see the kitchen. It was all of that on there. You can see the kitchen, the he hasn't like it's kitchen, Evador, bathroom, no, yeah, bathroom, and on the other side as a bedroom, no, it's not bedroom.
Hmm.
So pretty small. It was like like Island. When I'm trying to say Island, is like when you got multiple house
Like a
in
subdivide.
like one, yeah. It's like
I, th-
multiple
I
house.
think it's called subdivides, but it's when it's one house, but it's split up into multiple homes.
Almost like that, yeah.
Yeah, we have a few million of those.
I can show you image, and it's not beautiful because in here, if you live with your family, you need to stay with your family because you cannot leave your family.
So multi-generational homes, you mean? Like an actually good supportive system. Sorry, I'm
We
going.
have
I'm, I'm,
some type of support, but it is just for ex people like that because you need to be or pregnant, or you need to is your only chance to be there. You don't have any ways to live because if you don't have that house, you're going to live on the outside, on the street.
yeah.
They give you a house, but you need to show every single thing that you have.
So that's Section
have
8.
that house.
So that's Section 8 pretty much. So it's like government housing.
Yeah.
Ah, so it is Section 8.
But it's difficult to have a house. It takes like 1 year to make it that happen. So yeah.
Yeah.
You start now. You start to applying for that stuff. After 1 year, they show
Yeah,
you
dog.
the house. After another year, you're living in a house.
Yep, that is literally just Section 8. Now another question is, have you seen the joke of the Section 8 joke? I live in a low-income housing environment where me and my friends run illegal business dealings. If not, I'll literally DM to you later.
No.
Alright, it's a funny joke. It's literally just making fun. It's literally making fun of the infamous joke in America that rule number 1: never go near Section 8 ever. If you don't have to be near it, run away from it.
Yeah.
Because 90% of all murders in America happen in those locations. Because, well, you see, what happened was, so what happens, all of, like, the deranged people and everything, well, you see, they got kicked out of places, and got kicked out of Section 8. Instead, like, MS-13 started occupying it, and all of those others. And we started having intra-gang warfares over duplexes and everything. And that's why people avoid Section 8. Because it ain't good. Because every single time I've been near one of those places, within about 10 minutes, I see the police going to an emergency call. And that's just normal.
Wait a second, I need to do something.
Or... Oh yeah, if you're wondering what I'm doing down here, so this main bridge area that we're building right now is going to be all the utilities and everything. This is mostly going to be fuel storage, so we can at least refuel our ships. So we can refuel all of our ships, get them back up in running order. Because this is going to be how we're going to be, you know, all of our boats will be able to dock up here to get fuel. Fuel that which is what I desire. So let's go put a bunch of O2 generators. Oh yeah, by the way, this thing's gonna have a lot of O2 generators on, by the way. Rationality for all the O2 generators is because, well, as you can see, we just produce hydrogen by just using a collector. So why not take full advantage and just have infinite hydrogen and infinite power? Collectors. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Also, if you want something funny that recently just happened, Disney. Are you familiar with the Disney Corporation and its stock? With the Disney stock recently?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to assume you probably didn't hear it. What happened was, the Disney stock got downgraded to be a sell order.
What?
So what happens is the U.S. stock market is a very volatile thing, and when a big corporation decides to we're switching the stock from a buy
Low.
to a sell, that only means one thing. It is a bad time for whoever is running that company, because no more investors are going to be investing in them.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I know, and it's really funny, because Disney was just running their mouth about, like, we have a bunch of investors. We don't need to worry about our stock price. literally
3
like
seconds later.
the next day, I'm not even joking, their stock gets downgraded. I'm just like, what the hell, people? I'm like, we tried warning you. We tried warning you that would be a bad idea. It's like, if we don't know how bad Disney's been doing recently, let's see. They decided to pick a fight with the government and lost. They then decided to do some sneaky BS and try to like do underhanded crap in the government and failed. Then they became public enemy number one by being them and pissing off a bunch of people. And then they delayed their movies, which is causing them to lose like millions and millions of dollars a day now. And they may be wondering, okay, is that it?
No.
No. And then on top of all of this, you may be wondering, so what could be the topping of the cake of dumb things Disney could have done? Well, the president of Disney might be running for political office. And
Why?
I don't know. He's also like 70 something. So it's just
Oh.
like,
We are on battle phase.
yeah, combat
Why?
phase. That pretty much means the AIs will start blowing each other up.
Oh.
Yeah.
We have a ship over there.
Yep.
It's close.
I know, but it's just like as somebody's been paying attention to politics, it's been like the funniest thing ever, watching Disney just like actively burn itself down to the ground.
Don't worry, because on here is we don't have Disney and stuff like that, but we have politics, and they are funny too.
We watch highlights of the Portugal of your Congress, because like we have seen clips of your Congress get into straight up street fights in your halls of
Yeah.
Congress.
Because most of the people want to help the own people on Portugal, but another ones just want to make money. So yeah, most of the time.
So
yeah.
normal. So normal politics. There is always a group who is strictly there to make money for themselves.
Because most of the people want to help, and you have another ones they just want to
They want money.
they want just money. The only thing they are thinking is, okay, this make money. Okay, I don't want that. It's a bit bad for us because most of the people needs that thing to survive. They
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have that thing. It's bad. It's taking everyone. So I don't know if you know this, but in this country we have the most people that run away. On like Portuguese want to roam to another countries because they are not happy with their own country.
Yeah, I know. I've been talking to a few Englishmen recently, and they're like, so as someone who had a lot of friends from all over the place, they walked down to Brighton, and they couldn't find a single Englishman there.
Yeah.
They were
It's getting bad.
they were finding people from Somalia, like all over the world except for English.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? Like, what? I'm like, yeah, welcome to the world.
Because what I'm seeing, I had like one of two friends go to I don't know how to say in English. You know the country that makes chocolate?
Deutschland,
No.
Sweden.
Yeah, I guess it's that. Because they live on Portugal, but they didn't have a life. They wake up at like 7 o'clock. 7, they are awake. Went to the first job, and when they come home, immediately go to the second job. And was this every single day?
Yeah,
They didn't have a day to just be at home the all day. No. Okay, first thing that I said to him was, okay, you have a problem that you have iPhones and Apple Watches and MacBooks, and he said, yeah, I'm working because I like buying this stuff.
but what's the
I'm
point of buying it if you can't use it?
They use it. They use it a bunch. But it was like I said, they don't have that free time most people have, and that's why they got thinking about moving out from Portugal to go to another country.
Yeah,
And
like I believe in, like I totally like fully understand why, but I'm just like with that current work set. Over in Japan, this is a big issue, where people will literally just drop dead from working so much.
yeah,
It is a massive problem over there, and that no one will address the problem.
in Portugal we
To-
have like a 50-50 case because most of the people don't want to work because they are used to be on home with father their parents and don't, so that this they don't need to work it they don't need to work, and so just stay home playing games or just chat with
Hey, sounds like
everyone.
my life. Sounds like my life, but over in America, we have a different problem. It's called the automation crisis, to where
Yeah.
massive, I mean massive, entire chunks of the tech industry, in like the past few months, have been gutted and replaced by AI.
Yeah.
Like I'm not joking. Like 98% of all coding jobs now are done by AI. The AI is coding itself. And all that they need is a network engineer to check the code now and then to make sure the code actually works. Which is just like, what the hell? You know what I mean? I'm just like, and I know like 14 people who are just like, who got laid off from all of that. It's just like we were coders. We were doing massive amounts of crunch. We were figuring out massive amounts of things. Then the AI shows up, and then not even a week later, the entire department is now the entire code department went from 100 people to 4.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, and then people wonder. And one of my friends asked me like, so when it comes to the writer's strike over in Hollywood and everything, my personal opinion is I am laughing hysterically at all this because the writer's strike is funny for me because well, last time the writer's strike happened, they were actually producing good movies and good TV shows. Now we rarely get a good show, and then those good shows get canceled. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, the canceling everyone nowadays. You cannot say
They would release
Hey.
good TV shows, and they would do really, really well, and they
5
wouldn't give it a
seconds
second
later we are
season. It was just like, what the hell, people? This show was printing you money, and you didn't renew it for a second season. No, that would make sense. Instead, a show like Big Mouth, which is only watched by like 14 people, is going on its 6th season, but a show like Contingency gets canceled after its 6th episode.
Most of the people nowadays, they don't want you to make fun out of anything.
Oh
Do
yeah,
something like I saw like a comedian on the Brazilian.
well you see,
Uh,
well you see, as someone who actually knows what this is all about, the answer is simple. It's all punching down. It's literally them saying, we have authority over you and you can't do anything about it. But once people start actually standing up to them, they immediately back down or run away. Like one for like good example, like I'm kind of loud, like The Sound of Freedom is officially the best movie to be released in theaters of all time right now, because of the most recently made movies, it is the best because it actually has broken even. For reference, Hollywood movies rarely break even. If you don't know what I mean by that is, okay, for a movie to break even, it needs to make double its budget to break even.
yeah.
Because if you don't know, a Hollywood budget is, well, actually just any movie budget is the production cost times 2, because the times 2 part is the marketing budget, which are normally given the same. So
I just found out a slight problem because
what?
I was just welding this stuff and
Oh. We should
I
still
don't
be in
know.
range of those, right?
Yeah, what I thought was that you cannot build like a self-repair system of this.
I'm planning on it, but we need to at least have more parts up here first. Okay.
Because I do not think that we are on.
Yeah. Yep. If you look right over here, so if you come right here, just sort of right here. So, where you at? You get right over here. So sort of right here is pretty much gonna block all ice from flowing out of these generators, because the collectors will just flood the entire ship inventory with ice.
Yeah.
So this way it won't flood them with ice. But like, as someone who's been actually paying attention to everything that's going on right now, it's just like some like the most like funniest things to happen recently is just like the media getting yelled at by like the media.
Yeah.
It's just like
yeah.
it's just like, you are made of stupid is like the great quote.
I cannot figure out why they, because like I said, one of the Brazilian comedians was because he had like a more sense humor. On his shows, everyone, and I mean everyone, left, left, like everyone will love the show that he made. Most of the people loved the show that he made. 5 seconds later, yeah, he got cancelled because he said one joke that 5 people didn't like, and now that guy cannot do most
He is
of the
he is
things
he
that
is now he is now an other and a bad guy. Therefore, ostracize him from everything else and make sure he can never work again in Hollywood or anywhere. Period. You see,
Yeah.
you see, as someone who's been around the world a few dozen times, the actual last time I've ever actually seen something like that happen was in Berlin. On the opposite side of Berlin, on the other side of the Berlin Wall. Is it,
everyone is crazy.
it's just like because like the entire thing is simply put, the actual best word I could use is cult. It is a cult. It is literally a cult of pretty much, if you attack the Orthodox, you are then considered an outsider and an other. Therefore, you are no longer allowed in the church. Therefore,
I cannot figure out why so many people hate certain things, because on my mind, that things, it's like most of the people get yelled at, or like some people didn't do something like they like it, so starts yelling for got
well, I can tell you why. It's a very simple reason. Because what happens is because have you ever heard of the dead internet theory?
you know,
Okay, so the dead internet theory is pretty much is pretty much you get a bunch of bots, and what the bots do is they upvote or downvote like things things that you agree with, but you do it with like hundreds and hundreds of people. So people think, I'm getting a bunch of upvotes. So that means hundreds of people agree with what I believe in. In reality, it's like one or two people who control like hundreds of accounts, and they're trying to guide the narrative in whatever which way they want. And they'll do it by like, I don't know, like upvoting like the most craziest ideas. So then pretty much okay, let me just explain. Here's a little bit of psychology of the monkey brain of the human. So the brain wants to.
oh my kissy.
So yes and no. The human wants to be accepted by its peers. If they're not, they feel othered and ostracized.
But it's dumb. Most of the things that I saw, and nowadays they are dumb as fuck.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I'm not saying like, don't have an opinion, or don't do that, or don't do this. No,
It's just
you
like
can do
it's
whatever you want, but don't yell of the people that didn't nothing.
yeah, you just you're just like angry of just like how like sensitized things have become of just like yeah that's
So
that
many people get like sensible about one thing that didn't happen to them.
welcome to cult mentality. It is a real thing of how cults work. if you don't believe in the set orthodox, you're considered an other, and and therefore you are free to be persecuted.
I cannot figure out why so many people think, oh, that people, that this person
Because
likes his style of life,
because
makes fun of his style of life. Five
Be-
seconds later, have some Karen people yelling at them. They have a disability, and they haven't have fun with their own disability. 5 seconds later, have a person yelling at them, making fun about their own disability.
because because when they do it onto social media, they get upvotes, and then it makes them feel like that they're doing the right thing for a great cause, my friend. It's
No, they are.
well, their social media says differently, and that's what I'm trying to get at. It's just like sociological. It's like a wonderful good example. Me and you, we both stream on Twitch, right? If our viewership suddenly drops, what immediately runs through our heads is normally like, what the hell just happened? Why is no one watching all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Think it's similar to that, but on like a much larger scale. And like instead of like it's like as a good example, it's simply like having like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of followers. You say something, and all of a sudden, all of those 1 million followers immediately unsubscribe from you immediately, and then you're sitting there wondering, what did I do wrong to lose all of this? That is pretty much the mentality.
Yeah, it's fine mind-boggling, like, having, I don't know, like, you now have ex-friends. You said one thing, you now have zero friends.
Yes, but just like it's starting to get a bit better and worse. For you, I don't know because I'm not in Portugal, but over here in America, it's getting to the weird part where now we have two separate economies forming, because those people decide to, it'd be a good idea. Let's start debanking people because they have views we disagree with. And that opened a whole new shitstorm. But it's like it's just like, because a lot of young people are so addicted to social media and likes, because like I recently overheard people talking about on like about like Instagram followers, like, I have 2,000 Instagram followers and they all agree with me, so I'm right. And I'm just like, having a bunch of people agree with you does not make you right.
Yeah.
I mean, crying out loud, like, I know history, and like, I can tell you, when a big chunk of people all agree we should go do something, and then there's the one sane person who's like, did you actually think this plan through, or are you just doing it because you can? Is always like,
Monkey see, monkey do.
yeah, and then it leads to the French Revolution, which would,
Most of the people cannot think by their heads nowadays.
yeah, because would like, it's just like, in short, what I'm trying to like explain is just like, people like will like try to rationale like the unrationable. Like, it's like this is like a real thing that happens in people's brains, where they'll actually try to rationalize like the most craziest things. Like a good example, like over in America, it's like whenever a serial killer gets arrested and they're in prison, they get hundreds and hundreds of letters from women who ideologue, who want to date said serial killer every single time. Why does this happen? Don't know. I don't understand the female brain too much. I did not study enough in, I don't have a degree in that study of field. Sorry.
Man, can you put like a thing to charge the energy here?
Sure, give me a minute, I'll set up one.
Because what I did was go to the medical bay, press the button, come out.
Yep.
Like, nowadays, most of the things are open. You can be whatever you want, whenever you want.
We don't care, just don't push it on the kids.
Yeah, but most of the people, no, you need to be this way and not this way. And you ask, okay, why?
Yes,
They started to, because of this and this, but why? Because of this, and they don't have an answer.
because the NPC program has not programmed that enough yet.
I saw like the commentary. It's not the commentary. It's like so a random girl on Brazil
Mhm.
made like a seat. They put on the table. Tell me why feminism is good or needs to exist.
Couldn't give an
And
answer?
the- Huh?
I'm assuming they couldn't give an answer or something like that?
Most of the girls
Yes,
that
in
sit. Oh shit.
I think I know exactly who you're talking about too, because I've probably seen that clip floating around too.
Yeah, most of the girls that they, oh, because a woman vote didn't count on
Let me guess.
like old ages.
They just
They didn't count, and the woman that was
holy
against,
shit, that was close.
the woman was against the. Hey, Jesus Christ, what's happening?
Meteor shower.
Yeah, I can see.
Ah,
Like,
great.
in
We
the
just
whole-
lost some armor.
What? Oh, shit. Shit. The ship moved. Oh, it's you. Okay.
Yeah. So it just so what you're pretty much saying is they're just repeating talking points.
Yeah. Like a girl said. Oh no, because on the old ages, we didn't have the power to vote. And this girl just no. No. I missed it. That what she said was before one girl made votes for human possible was a girl, wasn't a boy, and the another girl just said no. The possibility to vote was made by
By a bunch of
person,
men in
guy.
a room who decided
Yeah.
we should let women vote.
Yeah, was made by one guy. I don't know the name of him.
That
Yes,
was if we're talking about America, that would be goddamn, I can't think of his name now.
yeah, on Brazil was a guy that chose to woman to vote was a guy that chose that, and she just no. But wait, what? Huh? Wait, she didn't have an answer. She's just open-faced, and she was no. But they did this and they did this. The other woman just didn't care enough. Just no, this happened, this happened, this happened, and this happens. So another girl that I saw was she was talking about, oh, the money wise
The pay
was
gap thing
was
the pay gap thing that does
yeah.
not actually exist, and I've actually like explained in detail once or twice before of like why it does not exist. The only reason why it does not actually exist literally comes to by decisions, because the way how they got the quote unquote pay gap was literally because they took every single worker of this gender and stacked up to every other worker in this gender, and they put all lifetime workers up against one another, and then everyone's like, wait a minute, that makes no sense even for a study, because like, let me just explain something about studies and human behavior. Humans are extremely weird, and they like, and a lot of humans would choose not to work if they chose to. And over in America, most women choose not to work when they get married. After they get married, it's like 90% chance that it's going to happen when women get married. They choose no longer to work.
Yeah, one girl that said a thing that made me laugh a lot, because what she said in small words was like, okay, why did a girl needs to leave work to have a family? And she said, so for order to have a family, you need to be pregnant. It's normal stuff. And she said like, and so why she need to leave work? Because you need to be pregnant. It was like backing on, just telling the same thing.
So they were pretty much trying to explain the same thing over and over again to a person who did not want to listen.
Yeah.
Ah, normal.
So what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to dock the ship onto the ground.
You cannot going to. You need to have more atmospheric thrusters or something. It can be like 5 of them on just the side, just to make it work and grind it out. I think
Maybe.
that will be easier.
Also, I'm also just like trying to also like weld up everything. Hey,
Yeah,
great.
I saw that.
Follow me and I can follow you. What is up with everyone on Kick? Constant saying, hey, follow for follow. It's literally just like everyone on Kick. It's just like,
I
why?
do not know what is kick.
Kick is a Twitch alternative, because Twitch started to screw around with everyone's money, and everyone got really angry. So what happened is then a bunch of people founded Kick pretty much, because it was just like, hey, instead of us spending it, so pretty much happened on Twitch was Twitch pretty much got rid of the revenue share for large streamers, and it was brutal, because it went from a 50-50 ratio to Twitch takes 80% of your revenue now. Yeah, they did that overnight.
Money talk.
Yeah, and then a lot of Twitch streamers were then pissed about it, and they're like, you know what? You see this alternative over here that's ran by because so if I remember properly, Kick is ran by a bunch of crypto billionaires. Two people who I hate the most: cryptocurrency people and billionaires. Woo. Especially, and then they pretty much founded Kick. Well, sorry, sir, I missed. Sir, I actually missed another crucial part. So Kick, so the founders of Kick also run a crypto gambling website, which subsidizes all of Kick. and because they have all of that, they can pretty much guarantee the actual kick payment things of being a whole lot more fair than Twitch is, because their actual monetization is.
You need to get a because you cannot safely park it.
Parked up.
You parked up like. Can you get to here? Just see the way you parked up.
I mean, it is in fact parked.
Look in here. Look that.
Still green though.
The thing.
Still green
Yeah.
though.
Look, just a smudge.
Still green
of
though.
Earth.
Still green though. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I can
Still
understand
gray.
that. So, are you going to pull more thruster?
Nah, we're just gonna leave this here for now, and then because I'm gonna get this area up first, and then we're going to pretty much position this thing over it, and we can then dock it onto one of the hard points we're gonna be building on this thing. If you don't know what a hard point is a place to dock up a ship onto. Also, look at the shipyard so far.
What?
Sorry, currently mouthful of orange chicken. Okay, if you turn on your jetpack and fly up, I recommend that you look like the entire dockyard. Right now, it looks actually pretty good though.
Yeah, it looks very good.
Looks like an actual dock. Okay, now we need cargo. I'm only using the next gen cargo containers because, well, one, they just look nice, and two, if we place them properly, you can get a whole lot of cargo storage for very little.
I wish they made like a fit just to cover the points that are with nothing.
Wait, what?
In here, you can see the water. I wish that they made like a cover.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, actually, technically, you can technically put grates over these things, and they'll still work. But I choose not to. Also, what are we out of right now? Oh, okay. He's just not in building range. Got it. But no, they are. But oh, okay, that's right. It's building all of the oxygen generators, not the collectors, which is weird. I think Rouse steel plates. Production steel platos. 5,000
Oh
ship.
yeah, I ordered to make a bunch of motors, rotors, everything.
Mm.
Large steel tubs, interior plate, 400 of everything, just
Okay.
to be easier to.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see if I have any nano cores. Because we kind of need those. Yeah, it's just like the amount of like craziness in this world anymore is just like it just unfazes me.
At this point, yeah.
It's just like for if you haven't been paying attention over in the U.S. right now, so Kevin Spacey got accused of like horrible things, and then it turns out, oh yeah, you know those horrible things we accused you of? Well, you see, all of those things we accused you of, well, they were all fake. And yeah.
Oopsies.
Yeah, and you can't seek any legal recourse because, you know, we said so. And now, like,
Nowadays,
and now he's sitting there as he just lost over like $14 million because like so many projects cut him immediately when these first allegations dropped in the first place. So we're familiar with the Johnny Depp trial? What happened to him?
no.
Okay, so what happened is Amber Heard, the
Oh,
wife.
yeah. I didn't recognize the name, but yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what happened with him. And then it turns out, yeah, so everything that happened was bullshit. And then they're just all like, well, you see, we can't do anything, you see, because, well, you see, legally, we can't do anything. I'm like, yeah, you can. They literally costed him, like, almost like his, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? They're just like, you made me lose so much of, like, any project I can't be in anymore. Because my name's ruined now.
Yeah.
I mean, for crying out loud, House of Cards, at its peak, if you don't know, House of Cards, when it was at its peak, was getting, like, if I remember properly, like, I think I remember properly, was like 8 or 9 million viewers at its peak. And at its peak, they fired him.
I cannot find myself. Most of the... I saw the case of Amber Heard, and
You mean Amber Turd?
at this point, yeah.
Yeah, I will always refer to her as that from now on, because it's funny.
Mind-boggling. Like I said, why?
Because what you don't understand is that,
Money.
no, all of these psychopaths will do anything for spotlight or any bit of frame, because half of these people would literally sell out their own mother for money. Except for a few of them. And then those few people are Henry Cavill. And then what happens to him is, he then gets abused by everyone else in the Hollywood industry, who is a bunch of bloodthirsty bleachers who will just like take anything they want and destroy it immediately. Because that's what happened with him. Because, like, if you don't know what happened with Henry Cavill, if you don't know, he's the guy who plays Superman.
Yeah.
They went through so many jumping hoops to get him back to play Superman. And then this new guy comes in out of nowhere, fires him immediately, and everyone's like, what the hell? Because everyone's like, why? Why?
It's old.
What?
Old.
No, it gets even better. Because they want to redo Superman again as a young version of Superman again. Because the last one wasn't diverse enough as the person in charge said.
Like I said, most of the people don't think.
And then this was followed by everyone complaining because, if you don't know, Henry Cavill is one, a massive nerd when it comes to comics and everything. He is a complete nerd who if you don't know the story, he was playing World of Warcraft when he got the phone call to play Superman. He almost missed the phone call to play Superman because he was in a raid with his guild in WoW.
I heard that.
That is how much of a nerd this man is. And the best part is when he was playing The Witcher, right? Everyone else who was doing the show never read the book, never played any of the games, and they were strictly using it as a narrative mouthpiece because they found it funny to denigrate this character. It is literally the infamous joke of the parasites. So the best case I can explain this as, it's a bunch of parasites taking over something, and then as it dies off, they just start yelling at everyone who told them, "This ain't gonna work out, you idiot. You're just going to piss people off." And that is pretty much what they do. Because what happened was so if anybody has Henry Cavill, who is a big fan of the Witcher series, was
Yeah.
so the showrunner was keeping on changing things in the show, like constantly. There was so much fighting between them. Where for crying out loud, they wanted to make the show the Yennefer show instead of The Witcher. They wanted to make a side character the main character. They wanted to remove The Witcher from The Witcher. Now I may not be a smart man, but I can tell
Let's
you.
Like remove the Harry Potter by the
But,
Harry Potter with the Harry Potter.
But I can tell you that isn't really a smart idea. That's like, I don't know, that's like trying to do, I don't know, like a Mission Impossible movie without Tom Cruise. It's nearly impossible because if you don't know, Tom Cruise is a writer for the movies, and he also does like 98% of all the stunt work is him doing it.
Yeah.
And he's also the reason why a lot of people will go see the movie, because people like Tom Cruise. I find him okay. But it's just like, why? Or even better. It's like doing a Lord of the Rings show, but you don't have the rights to, but you don't have the Lord of the Rings rights. Oh wait, never mind. That already happened. Amazon already beat us to that joke. I will never stop making fun of Rings of Power. Wait, sorry, no. Sorry, I got the name wrong. It is the Rings of Power. Cause it's just, it's the Rings. There was literally a person in the show who actually pronounces it like that. If I would literally dig up the clip but I don't feel like watching that show again. It's just like the show was so badly made. So here's a little fun fact. Me and a few of my friends, we will purposely watch like extremely terrible shows because it's funny. That's the reason why we watched the Halo TV show, was because, oh, it can't be that bad. It is that bad. I'm gonna be honest. The Halo,
I'm just thinking about the ranks of.
the rings of power. I'm just like, oh my god. Step one. If you don't want to do something stupid, don't have your actors, when they're trying to promote the movie, mispronounce the title of your show. Second thing, don't have them start calling people racists. That's kind of a big one you should not do if you want your show to make money. This is a very simple idea, but a lot of people fail at that one. If you don't know what I mean is, when they were marketing the show, they started calling all of the fans a bunch of insults and slurs. Because when in doubt, just start attacking the fans. Like, what's the worst that happens? If you don't know what I mean, pull up the sales for Battlefield 5. If you don't know what I mean, so after Battlefield 5, they literally told the fans, if you don't like the direction we're going in, don't buy the game. No one bought the game. And then Jeff Zucker was like, why did no one buy the game? You told me people would buy the game no matter what. Well, they didn't buy it this time. And then it became the worst selling Battlefield game ever. And then I'm sitting there laughing hysterically. Like, we told you, never say that phrase. If you don't want it, don't buy it. Coming from a people whose entire money incentive, the way how they make money, is by getting people to buy their crap. Brilliant, I tell you, these people are. They have many degrees. They have many degrees on marketing and selling, apparently. And they don't know rule number 1.
No.
What do you know what rule number 1 is in marketing?
No.
Do not piss off your fan base.
3 seconds later. Oh, really?
What is rule number 2? Do not do dumb shit. Do not piss off the fans. Especially the hardcore fans. Especially if it's something like, I don't know, Lord of the Rings, which is extremely popular. If you don't know, Lord of the Rings is the second most selling book in the world. You know what number 1 is?
What?
The Bible. Lord of the Rings' direct competition is the Bible for most sold book. Okay? And there's a lot of hardcore fans who kept the series alive through 15 years when there was nothing made about it. And the first thing you do is you insult them. Now then, whose idea was that? I just want to talk.
I have a pocket, and that is a thing on the pocket.
Well, you see,
Just for you.
well, you see, and the best part is, the best part is, the actual thing you're doing has actually become an official term. It's called fan baiting, which is you piss off the fans so they would hate watch it. Here's a problem
I
with
hate
that.
you. I'm just going to see you to hate you more.
Here's a problem with that, though. It rarely works anymore because now people caught on to it. Because like people just get genuinely like angry at things now, and they're like, I'm not gonna watch it because I'm angry. I mean, for crying out loud, I'm just like, if people, I have a question. Have you seen the final season of Game of Thrones?
Yo, I don't watch that. I don't want to watch that. I'm not going to watch that.
Okay, good. Well, I'm going to slightly spoil the actual final season.
Go
So-
ahead,
so-
because I'm not watching.
I know, but it's really funny. So what happens in the final season is literally nothing.
Huh?
Nothing really happens. Because, well, you see, they had to make it up. They had to make up the last season because there wasn't a book written for the final season.
Oh, wonderful.
So they had to improvise the last season entirety of its entirety. And it was the worst season of them all because of that fact. And even the directors and everything was like, yeah, this was kind of terrible. And the best part is, then they started attacking the fans. Because, if you don't know, the last season had a bunch of issues, such as, the season was way too dark. I mean, very dark. If you don't know what I mean by that, I mean, the show was designed for a special TV that only a few people own. That is how special it was.
Wonderful.
I know, it was for a special TV that no one really had except for movie theaters and cinema and massive cinema fans. And they designed the last season for that TV. Because a lot of people's major complaints with the last season is you can't see anything. You literally can't. Everything is too damn dark. Literally everything looks like it was filmed at midnight with no lights anywhere, or everything looks way too blurry because everyone else's frame rate for their TV was too low. I'm just like, why? And so I literally find this entire thing funny, because it's just like, which one of you thought this was a good idea? Like,
Then,
Anchor.
plot twist.
Anchor, the last pivotal season of the entire show for this specific TV that no one owns right now. Because the funny part is, a lot of people own them nowadays. They're called OLED TVs, by the way, if you're wondering. Yeah, yeah, they're everywhere now. But when the final season was airing, they just came out. And they're like, well, you see, we want to design it for this. And it's the same problem James Cameron's now running into. Because he's designing all of his movies for this specific, for like movie theaters. Who have surround sound, stereos and everything. And everyone's like, wait a minute, we don't own surround sounds. We have a sound bar. So as someone who listens who also talks to a bunch of people who know a lot about films. It's just like it was just like the last. It was just so funny because like the last season of Game of Thrones was set during pretty much like every single scene was at night, so you couldn't see anything always.
That was the plan all along.
They were having massive fights in darkness that no one could see because they didn't have the right TV. And then they started blaming the fans for being too poor.
Wonderful.
I'm just like, what the Oh yeah, and there's also a few other issues with the last season, such as like the writing took a massive nosedive, but that could also just be summed up with the fact of they had to quickly rush the last season because all the previous seasons took like because every other previous season had like a few years, because in between each season would be like a year. Because they would do like the first season, and once that season wraps up, they didn't have like a week off, and then they go back to filming the next season, and they would film for like an entire year. Because like the gap between each season was like 6 months from when it got done filming to release. But they didn't have the last book done yet. So they had to improvise, and they were like, oh no, what do we do? So they just
Start crying.
yeah, so they literally just start panicking, and it just like, what do we do? I don't know, let's just, this is exactly what happens right here and now, and I'm just like, what? That makes no lot. And like all the fans who have been like paying attention, they just start making fun of it because like you have characters doing like a full 180 all of a sudden. So where you have like characters who've been like sort of evil throughout like the entire show. Decide you know what? I'm gonna be a goody two shoes and let this character live, instead of if I was an earlier version in the show, I would have brutally murdered them and left them for dead. You know what I mean? They were doing things like that with like multiple characters, and it was just like, what the hell? Now the question is, have you ever seen the horse picture meme of the person drawing the horse, and it starts out wonderful, and then like as it gets closer to the face, it just gets worse and worse. That is literally what it was, but it was more like the first 2 seasons of Game of Thrones was relatively okay, and then got really good for like most way through, and then gets to the last season and just falls apart. It's like the best way I can explain it all. It's just like, great, it's good, it's wonderful, it's great, and it's gone. You killed it. Congratulations. You played yourself. Is like, that's like kind of like the best way of like explaining like the last season. Is just like,
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
yeah,
I still like it. Yeah, I still like it. Yeah, it's good. Oh,
final season.
eh.
What the hell was that?
Why?
Why? Why did everyone risk their lives for something so stupid that it could have been done so much easier if you would have applied logic to? You know, it'd be a bad idea? I don't know. Marching several of your great generals in a sneak attack to kill the enemy leader, when you should be using, I don't know, assassins instead of, I don't know, your main characters who are generals who are leading the army Why are they on the front lines against literally the Horde from Warcraft? Who thought that was a good idea?
Him.
And people are just like, well, you see, that is just a good idea, my friend. Why not? Why not do dumb things? And everyone's just like, why? Why? I'm going to I generally love that wonderful TTS quote of the guy just sitting there saying, why? Me when it me. And the best part is I've actually captioned to like whenever a show does something like completely stupid and out of nowhere, why? Why did you do that? No one told you you
Yeah.
had to do that.
About the why stuff. So, on my job, I need to make pizzas, and most of the time, it, it's it's not chill. You need to work your butt off to make everything go right. So, one time I was just making uh, some some pizzas for the customers, and we have like two separate things. That one place sells slices of pizzas, and another place sells the normal pizza. The this place that just sells slices was just asking for one type of pizzas every single time. I got crazy enough to, when I saw that was one asked for that same pizza, I ate the paper, not fully, just put it in my mouth, because I couldn't get to understand how much pizza that I need to make for the slice part.
Well, you see, human stupidity is a wonderful thing that no one fully understands.
When I saw what I was doing, I just stopped for a minute and laughed my butt off, bite my butt off.
Yep. Oh yeah.
On that time, I could not comprehend what happened.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like there's like wonderful of like, why? Why do you think that would be a good idea? It's just like I've had like so many of those throughout my life, and I'm just like I have seen like. It's just like at this point, I'm more questioning of like some of these people of like, how do they breathe exactly?
yeah,
I'm like, would they breathe if like they forgot? Like it's just so idiotic. Your brain just goes like,
Energy low.
why? Oh yeah, if you know what I'm setting up right now, I'm setting up a few asteroid defenses right now. I'm setting up laser turrets that literally will target asteroids and missiles. You're wondering what those giant beams are, by the way. Apparently, our big ship doesn't have any, but the harbor does now.
this small thing.
Yep, those little small things. They shoot down meteors. Well, it's not fully done being built yet. There you go, now they're built up. There you go, now we have a few of them set up now. I am currently scratching my leg because I got eaten up by mosquitoes. Question, how bad are mosquitoes where you live?
It's bad enough.
Where I'm at, we're gonna have a wonderful season soon. It's called It's called the wonderful hurricane season. Because hurricane season is literally what the name entails. We get like 15 hurricanes back to back, and then everyone's like, "Well, that's hurricanes." And the best part is, the wonderful news is just like, this is the worst hurricane season ever. I'm just like, no. I remember Sandy when it actually destroyed an entire city. That is not a joke. Hurricane Sandy actually did destroy a city. It literally destroyed like a decent chunk of New York. Like a decent chunk of New York City. Like couldn't actually work because so much of the city was underwater. That is not an actual joke. Like that really happened. And everyone's like, this hurricane season has been so terrible. I'm like, New York City is still in one place. The entire South is still in one piece. Nah, this hurricane season was kind of weak. It was weak. Also, you realize we're just building like a giant concrete block at this point. So I have a question. How exactly do you like the underground concrete block so far?
What?
How do you like the concrete block so far we're building?
It's pretty good. I really like the shape.
Yeah, it's just gonna be slowly sloping downward. Oh, also, I need you to. We're actually gonna try to dock up the ship real quick because the hard points have finally been built. Therefore, we actually have a docking line. We actually can probably dock this thing up. I realized something. The blocks underwater drop a whole lot slower when they're underwater. Like, large blocks fall incredibly slow when they're underwater. Okay, now let's run this last line over. I'm just setting up all of these so I can have the build system, you know, start welding all this stuff up. Oh yeah, also, if we do something funny of what happens over in our British friends, they have to pay a thing called the TV license. You got a license for that TV? They literally have a license for everything. I'm not even joking. Over in England, you can literally get a license to kill someone.
What the?
That is not a joke. That is an actual thing. The Queen can get, well, no longer the Queen, well, now, sorry. Now the King can give people license to kill. Which is the funniest concept I've ever heard, okay? It is funny to me. They have a license for that. Okay, actually, I'm gonna look at the front of this little walk. Actually, yeah, it looks pretty good though. We should probably be using reinforced, but whatever. Okay, I'm gonna need you to hop on one of the docks, one of the docking ports. They can actually switch over the lock. So I'm moving the ship out. Also, the ship is at 64% hydrogen.
Where do you need to?
Okay, so I'm docking on this side right here. The side I'm already on, there should be a port.
Yep.
Okay, you're gonna help me line it up.
Okay. Wait, stop.
I am trying to stop. Oh, yeah, I am. A good block above. Okay, I'm slowing down.
Okay, stop and go down.
You know I can't actually control this connector. You have to, right? You know that, right?
Yeah, you can go back. Stop. You roll a bunch. Okay, do this. Oh,
I'm trying to move us properly. This vehicle does not move well. I designed it horribly, apparently.
Up. Go down. Go down. Go. Stop, stop, stop it. Go down. You need to go left. That's right.
I know, I'm drifting the other way.
And you completely messed up the lining. Okay, stop. Go a little bit to the right, please. Because you're getting in.
I am literally just sliding across the floor right now.
Yep.
Okay, you know what? Extend the piston. We're gonna do it this way. Oh wow, we only have an hour of fuel. Rotate.
Wait.
And we're only going 5 meters a second. Come on.
Wait a bit. And you clip to the ground.
Oh, did we? So
Yes.
I literally couldn't stop. I was drifting too hard.
So,
Is the piston
you
destroyed?
don't- You need to go back. The
Is the piston stuck in the ground?
strain
Where's the
Yep.
piston?
on the ground.
Wait, did it break?
No, it's breaking stuff. And
Oh.
it didn't break, but it's breaking stuff. Let me just do this.
Well, I'm coming out to go look.
Oh, I click to go back, so I think you
Uh,
back.
how the hell do we pull this one off?
It's literally stuck. It doesn't come off.
It is literally stuck through the floor. I am... How? What?
What happened?
Uh...
Oh shit. In a way,
let
it's
me-
connected.
I'm gonna push the button.
Yeah, sure.
We're just gonna jump back a little.
In a way, we are connected.
Yep. That's just weird. Good news. I finally finished my orange chicken.
Just now?
Yep, just now.
after, after
No, we're still stuck.
go back more.
No, I know a much better way. Full burn.
See,
Or are we at least out? Okay, what's the damage? Oh, you're not even in the game yet.
I was seeing your stream.
Wow. So good. How did this get worse?
I think that I don't need to join because I think that you going to press F5 one.
Okay. Now that's just interesting. The connector just I have no idea how to explain that.
I can see on the stream. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
now you can. Okay, so you have two options. Either the piston breaks or the connector comes free.
Or you going to back up?
I mean, yeah, the connector breaks. Or it goes free.
Or
Those are
back
the
up,
those are the options.
or back up.
Can I even see the connector? Nope, can't. There we go. Connector has been retrieved. You have now retrieved the connector with minimal damage to the base. I say minimal because I don't know actually how much damage I've actually done to the base. Okay, forward, forward, damn it. Come on, ballast. Come on, let's actually try to flip this vehicle over. Hey, join the world.
Okay.
I'm gonna go check the connector quick, just in case if it isn't, if it should be attached. If not, I'm going to disconnect the head. Ah, we just lost it. Okay, so I have ground down the connector. Also, the ship is at a wonderful precarious angle. Any more will end up like the Titanic.
Wonderful.
Yep, so let's just try to get this thing forward. So we can at least dock this thing up. Even though,
We have a submarine.
yeah, even though now we have extensive amounts of damage we need to repair now. Great. But besides that, good news, the connector is no longer clipping in the ground. Come on, flip us. Forward. Forward and downward. Yeah, how's the back section looking? We're just underneath the thing, aren't we?
Man,
What is the back section looking like?
I'm not in yet.
Oh, you're still loading in?
Yep.
Okay. So, I am trying to tilt the ship some way to get out. Due to both grids being inside the shield, they're not exploding. Which is both good and bad for us.
Man,
Why did we have to move the ship? And why is it as soon as we tried moving the ship, everything went wrong? Why does this always happen to us?
we didn't have the
You know what? You know what?
thruster.
You know what? I'm done for tonight. I'm done. It's been 3 hours.
Yeah.
Good night.
I was saying good night.